Hello, fellow Phoenix real estate investors. Carlos Russo here with World Cup Investments. Today is Wednesday, February 3rd. Well, I'm coming today to share with you lots of good information on the Phoenix real estate market. And what I want to focus on today is the job market, the employment market in Phoenix. Its composition, and where we've been in the Phoenix job market for the last 10 years. You see, jobs is a very relevant subject, I believe, to the real estate investor that is oftentimes ignored. Last week, Barack Obama in his State of the Union address had a lot of focus on the job market and trying to find ways, that the government, I guess, can help, add jobs, and create more employment. And it made me think about employment a little harder with respect to investing in real estate, specifically Phoenix. Well, I found some good sources of information, including the Department of Labor's website and a website that's specific to Phoenix, which I'll share with you. It's workforce.az.gov. And what I found was surprising and interesting as well. The unemployment rate in Phoenix hit its worst patch in July of 2009, topping out at 8.7%. Currently, as of December of 2009, the unemployment rate in Phoenix is 8.4%. So we've actually added jobs in Phoenix at a rate of 2.5% since July, or annualized, that would be 5%. So we've had an actual increase in the job base in Phoenix, bucking the national trend. Unemployment nationally in December, I believe, stood at 10%. So I decided that, it might be worth it to look further into the job market in Phoenix and try to understand how the job market is composed. Do we have, most of our jobs in sectors of the economy that are growing? Or do we have most of our jobs in sectors of the economy that are shrinking? And the answer is a good one because, leisure and hospitality is a sector that has been growing in the last decade nationally. And of course, in Phoenix, that's also been the case. Nationally, the growth rate for job creation in leisure and hospitality has been 11.9% compared to 20% in Phoenix. Another sector is professional and business services. Nationally, we've seen an increase over the last decade of 2.8% in terms of the growth rate compared to 7.2%, almost 3 times as much in Phoenix. And then the fastest growing segment in Phoenix is actually education or educational services, which has a growth rate of 91.6% in the last decade compared to 32% nationally, albeit one of the smaller economic segments in Phoenix. Further, healthcare, which is really the biggest story, nationally, the growth rate there for jobs has been almost 30% for the last decade. And Phoenix has outperformed that quite handsomely with a growth rate of 51.3%. So I thought one other thing that would be interesting to analyze is like I mentioned earlier, the composition of jobs. What percentage of jobs are in these areas that are growing and what percentage of jobs are in areas that are shrinking. And so the segments that are growing are healthcare, financial services, business services, professional services, so on, the ones that I'd mentioned before. And it turns out that the overall percentage of jobs in these growth segments in Phoenix is 71%. And that's much higher than the national average. And, so that, I believe, bodes very well for the future of Phoenix. That means we're more likely to be adding jobs than we are to, reducing the number of jobs. And that's been quite evident from the last 6 months since we've had growth in the job market in Phoenix. And I believe that growth is likely to continue, and Phoenix is going to be a sort of a sample city, if you would, of cities that are successful in coming out of this recession. So that bodes well for the real estate investor. So jobs, I think, is one thing less that the Phoenix real estate investor needs to worry about. Well, with that, I'll leave you today. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next week.